So, I wanted to make this video, and hopefully it won't be too long, but I wanted to make this video talking about bias in the media through the writing. Now, maybe people don't realize this, but articles are increasingly written these days with clear bias, and while it may not be immediately obvious, journalists are skilled in knowing which words to use to present something in a positive or negative light. Now, a little bit about me. I graduated with a journalism degree from Rutgers University. I currently am not a journalist, but still, I believe I have some knowledge on the matter. So I wanted to point this out. I wanted to point out CNN because CNN is very guilty of this. So let's take a look. I was reading this article today and it made me very upset. The clear bias towards President Trump. Now, whether you like President Trump or not, that's your opinion. But as a journalist, you're not supposed to express your opinion. It's what you're taught freshman year, first classes you ever will take. They mention this, they stress this so much. You will get in trouble for doing this. Now, I don't know why you'll get in trouble at university for doing this, but at CNN or other major medias, because it's not just them, it seems to be okay. So let's look at it a little bit. Republican tactics spark Democratic claims that impeachment trial is rigged. All right, this headline, it's okay. No real bias there. It's interesting. Can make people interested, especially the wording rigged and impeachment. It catches the reader's eye. So good job on the journalists for this headline. The issue starts with the very first paragraph. So let's read it. Even before Donald Trump is impeached, the partisanship of his looming Senate trial is casting doubts on whether polarized Washington can hold a president to account now and in the future. Two major issues here. Holding a president to account. Now, to account for what? It's not said. It's not stated. We're just to assume that it's being held accounts for something. Now, the common connotation when you use this word to account is to be held accountable for your actions. This is the most common use of the word phrase of the word with the wording. So already, the writer is not being specific enough, which is a problem. You need to say what he's being held accountable for, right? Uh, Again, it could he could be held accountable for calling Nancy Pelosi an idiot. That we don't know with the writing that's put here. The second thing, even before Donald Trump is impeached, the very start of the paragraph is stating something which isn't true as a fact, right? Because it's strongly implying. I mean, it's not even implying. It's just saying that Donald Trump is impeached. He will be impeached. That is what the article is saying, right? Now, if I was writing this, I would have changed it. It would have been much simpler. Even before Donald Trump is possibly impeached, even something as simple as that will erase the bias in the phrase, right? This is the very first paragraph, and already we're having unclear wording and accusations, basically, stated as facts. Now, again, like I said, you can have your opinion on President Trump, whether he's good or bad, but as a journalist, you are not supposed to state your opinion. Okay? So let's look at a little bit more. Let's look at paragraph 3. Furious exchanges came 3 days before the Democrat led House expects to vote to saddle Trump with the historic shame of impeachment over his demands for favors from Ukraine. Okay, again, his demands for favors from Ukraine. Now, last I checked, these were just accusations. There has not been a single fact proven yet. There are some people saying he did this. There are also people saying he did not do this. So how can this be stated as a fact, as CNN just said here, right? They're saying his demand for favors. They're saying that he did it. Now again, what would I say if I had written this myself? Um, I would have said something like over his supposed demands for favors from Ukraine. Again, expressing doubt because there is doubt here. There is no fact that he demanded favors from Ukraine. Okay? Also, again, the negative wording towards President Trump with adjectives, right? Adjectives are the death of journalists, right? You will be constantly criticized for putting adjectives. Well, you're supposed to be criticized for using such adjectives, such as historic shame, right? Well, first off, why is this? Of course, it's historically, of course, it's shameful, but he's not. It's just talking about it right now, right? So why put such a negative word into something which is just in the talks right now between Democrats? Not even it hasn't even gone to vote, right? So why put such a wording in something that hasn't happened yet, right? Into something which may not even possibly happen, right? And of course we know that it's shameful. So why bring up the historic shame, right? Again, it's just beating a dead horse, as we'd like to say in English, and it's unnecessary and it's biased. And the one last part I want to mention. Um, the bitterness underscored how the saga has deepened divisions highlighted by Trump and how his power over the GDP is causing party laggards to ignore or deny the grave charges against him. Okay, what about the third opinion? Now, you're saying again that President Trump is automatically guilty and they are denying it, they are ignoring it. What if people don't believe it, right? How about causing party leaders to support him or by denying the grave charges? Something, I mean, this sentence is just horribly written. I can't even think of how I would change it because they're just saying that the Republicans are doing something bad by supporting the president. Okay? And automatically guilty. This is exactly the wording being put in place there. So it's just bad. Poor writing. Now, there's more to the article, but I don't want to make this video too long. So, something to add at the end. Poor writing. Now, I realize this when I read the articles, but for the average person, maybe they don't. You know, the written word is a powerful tool, and you can make even the most vile things beautiful, or you can make the most beautiful things vile, right? It's possible with the language. And in this article, you can clearly see a bias towards Trump and basically automatically guilty. And it's just bad writing. And it affects people because they'll read this and they say, oh, Trump is bad. They see all these negative phrases and they associate negativity with President Trump, which shouldn't be the case. So that's it for today. Remember, guys, if you ever read these articles, please read between the lines because it's never exactly how they say it is. Thank you.